the biggest threat is not so much attack, but being digested. And people have not understood this digestion. That is why these books I have are trying to explain it, over and over again. So when you are being digested, see, the predator is praising you. He is saying, you are so delicious, smells good, this is good dinner. That's what the predator is saying. He is not criticizing. Nobody is angry and upset at the food he is going to eat. You obviously wouldn't eat it unless you found it nice. So the fact that you are being praised, it doesn't mean that it's good for you, because it could also be the capacity of we want to appropriate you, digest you, finish you off. So that's it looks like a very positive thing happening. When people are taking Hindu ideas and replacing the Hindu with some Christian yoga or some neuroscience idea or some computational linguistics or whatever, all these things are going on. So many, I'm writing a lot on how Hinduism is being digested into things where the Hinduism is being erased, and then what is left behind we are told is no good, Hinduism is no good, whatever was good has been taken away and digested. Our people have not understood it. Our people are very happy promoting somebody who comes and praises them, and they do not understand that this is not in the capacity of helping us as Hindus, but basically extracting things out of it, you see. So this is like a discussion I was having earlier today also. A lot of people we are supporting, our communities are supporting, seem nice on the surface. They are diplomatic, they are polite, they'll say the right things, they'll say praise you, and you're so starved for compliments that you're willing to do anything just because they praised you. So this digestion is a very dangerous thing that is happening. Now, my antidote to digestion I've explained in this book called Indra's Net. In Being Different, I've explained the danger of digestion, and in Indra's Net I've explained a concept called poison pill and a concept called porcupine defense, which is to look for something non-digestible which is inside that entity. So there's something inside this entity that will protect us, that will protect this whole entity, because that one part of it they can't accept, they cannot digest, it can destroy them. So because one part of it can destroy them and this part is not removable, this gives them a headache. And I've explained it in a few examples how the critical part, a necessary part for something to get digested, is they remove certain parts of it, they compromise certain parts of it, they remove this, they remove that, then they can digest it. So for example, somebody called Stephen Batchelor in England, one of the most pro-Buddhism scholars for most of his life, very well known, very highly regarded, has started now removing things from Buddhism which will not fit the Western paradigm. Reincarnation, karma. He says not part of Buddhism. Okay, because as long as these are part of Buddhism, they serve as a poison pill, since you cannot Christianize a system which has got these in it, because it's contraindicated for Christianity. So he has to remove these in order to make it Christian compliant. You see what I'm saying? So this is an example. Now he was giving a talk in India International Center in Delhi a couple of years ago, room full of people there, everybody is so excited that this man, he knows Buddhism, and everybody thinking he's like another big shot, big teacher of ours, and nobody had picked up that his Buddhism had this subtle shift, which you won't even catch unless you ask him, and you won't even think of asking him unless you've read his books, because in front of you he's not going to say these things. So I have studied it, I have understood what he's done, how he's digesting. So I was the only person in the audience who said, why have you excluded karma and reincarnation from Buddhism? And he didn't want to say that this is how I'll make it part of Christianity. Of course he didn't want to say that. So he tried to give me this argument that this was later added by Brahmins, but Buddha never said it. This is what he tried to say. So I knew this answer. So I gave him all the evidence showing that Buddha, right from his original teaching, Buddha in fact described his own earlier lives. Buddha described his own earlier lives. So, the burden is on us to be sufficiently knowledgeable to argue. Now this put him on the defensive, and I even told him, I said that could it be that this is not some kind of a discovery, the motive is not some kind of a discovery of the real history and all that, but the motive is that you want to make it Christian compliant, yeah, and you want to make it Western science compliant, because as long as certain Buddhist philosophies require reincarnation and karma as part of the cosmology, part of the nature of being, yeah, as long as that is the case, you are having difficulty appropriating it. To appropriate it, you got to get rid of something which is a problem for you. So you see, every thing we have to look deep and deep and find some ingredients which the other side wants to get rid of, which we should not allow them to get rid of, because it will, to most Hindus I come across, they think it's a useless fight I'm having, why bother, it's so much little detail. But this is so important, because when you get rid of that thing, it is not just a technical issue, now it is digestible, and it is no longer Hindu, nothing to do with Hindu, it's a common thing, it's a very common thing. You follow what I'm saying? So I'm making one of the books I'm writing is on what is non-digestibly Hindu. So if you want to protect against digestion, and if you knew these are the 10 things that are so non-digestible, sabse pehle you got to teach these things. You got to build a foundation on these things. Every guru, whatever his philosophy, whatever he's teaching, must introduce these 10 as ingredients that you cannot leave out. That Hindu cannot get digested, because he's rooted in something, he's anchored in those solid things. But general, be good guy, avoid bad things and go pay your taxes, rotate your tires, run your antivirus, these kind of normal goody things, everybody can do. What's this? Everybody can do these things. So Hinduism become watered down, generic goody stuff. That is the problem. And the reason our gurus have done that is partly they do not understand this battle, this Kurukshetra, where we're being digested. They don't have enough knowledge of the other side to be able to argue. They are compromised because they're looking for funding and patronage and support from the very people who are digesting.